Hey, welcome to the Honey and Harry Show. I'm Honey.
And I'm Harry, and I'm on set tonight. Whoa!
Yeah, we didn't have a guest tonight, so we're doing something a little different. But before I start, I've been wanting to show this. I don't know if you can see it. It's Cajun Pilot made this for us. It's the little Honey and Harry symbol. And he did this whole thing. I don't know. He had a
3D printer, huh?
3D printer. And I've been wanting to show it, and I'm glad I got to show it tonight. But thank you, Cajun Pilot, if you're watching. If you're not, thank you anyways.
Yeah.
But anyways,
No, it's very cool.
it
That's our icon, our branding.
Yay!
Yeah.
I know. So I think my dad's gonna paint it or something.
Yeah, that's an idea I think we can really do. That would be kind of cool.
Yes.
But our colors, we have the orange and black and white and red.
Yes.
That would go on there.
So today we're going to be doing Honey's Classroom. It was just a little idea that I was playing around with, and I'm still thinking about doing it. And Dad and I are thinking about doing another channel doing this. But before we start, I have to tell everyone I am super exhausted. I've been up since like 3 o'clock, maybe 2 something. I've said it before on the show, I don't like weather.
Yes.
I was probably the worst child to raise.
Thunder and lightning.
If there's anything going on, I'm up. So the lightning was like, it was lightning in my bedroom, and the thunder was so loud.
Yeah, it was consistent for a good while.
I have trees in my backyard. I'm like, the trees are gonna fall on the house. So I'm up all night. So I've been up.
The big trees are in our backyard.
I know, it's scary.
Yeah, it is a little scary.
So anyway, I am a little tired.
So what is this? What is this Miss Honey's Classroom thing you're talking about?
So anyways, everybody who knows me knows I love children. I've always worked with children, no matter if it was watching kids in my house, working at a preschool, subbing at my grandkids' school, wherever it is. I just like being around kids. Adults are complicated. Kids are just,
we're complicated.
They're just so innocent and pure, and I love them. Even I've done middle school, and I still love the middle school. They're just good people. But anyway, so we thought about doing this little channel. We thought about doing this little channel and kind of doing like a little Miss Honey's Classroom kind of thing. And we really don't have, of course, Stormy slept like a baby. Go figure.
Yeah, right.
That's the story of our lives. I mean, I would spend the night at her house. She would sleep, and I was up.
And you'd up the whole night. Yeah.
Up the whole night. Okay. But anyways, so I guess we're going to do ideas on what we could kind of do.
Yeah.
But I can't.
How did the thought come to you in your head? It's just because you like working with the little kids, huh?
I have so much fun. And I know, look, I'm not the teacher. There's so much more to it than just coming in.
Oh yeah.
The teachers do the hard work. They plan everything. They do all, and I mean, God bless them. I mean, they're there every day. It is a job.
So have you seen other attempts at this on?
Yeah, I've seen other little shows. I know my grandkids watch shows, that they watch these little shows, and I'm like, that'd be so much fun to do something like that.
Right.
I love doing that kind of stuff. I love getting up and being silly, and I still like acting like a 4-year-old. I think 3 and 4 is great, and like 2, those are great ages. It's so fun. You can just be who you want to be, without the world hasn't gotten to you yet.
Right.
You don't know to feel self-conscious or anything. So that was kind of the idea of to do something like that, to just see how it would go on a YouTube channel. And like Dad had a suggestion too, to bring like learning about Jesus. And
well, there's so many things you can do, because there's so many opportunities for kids to be entertained, but you want something that is not just simply a lot of noise and busyness completely, something where kids don't have to be like running from wall to wall, because some programs are just like that. So this would be a little kind of quieter, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm all over the place.
Okay, so it could be noisy too.
No, but I'm all over the place, and I think my personality does well with little kids. because I like to skip, jump all over the place and
Right,
do
right, right.
different
Yeah.
things constantly,
And a lot of kids like to do that anyway. So
Yeah. So
attention spans are fairly short.
yeah.
So doing something new every few minutes is not a big deal for them.
No. So like we could do something with this, about God. We could do something. And we need to incorporate more Jesus on TV for sure.
Yeah.
Because the kids they need that. They need to hear about it. I know how we were talking about, we went and saw that movie, King of Kings.
Right, right.
And for my adult self, I never really, sad to say, I have the Halo app and everything, and sometimes I even get bored with that, because I don't have a visual. But like, I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Kids are usually visual.
yeah, kids want to see and they want to hear.
Right.
But like when you show them something, I think they pick it up.
Yeah. Oh, they're sponges. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, somebody said they heard nothing. Stephen Orcus, I don't know. I hope our sound's working. I don't know.
Well, the sound has to be working because Stormy heard you what you were saying, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, but that's kind of what the idea is, right? So,
yeah. So we're trying to explore that. It would not be something that would be a really long thing because, again, kids are not going to stay watching something for 3 hours. But something that would nominally fit into a kind of a half-hour TV kind of show, or maybe even 15 minutes. It might not even be longer than something like that, right?
Well, 30 minutes I think is good.
That's about the max you would go is 25.
Yeah, 25, 30 minutes, because I feel like I'm out after 25 or 30.
Yeah. He's talking about the weather.
Oh, he's talking about the weather, Dur.
Well, if you sleep real soundly, you hear very little.
Do without Stormy. She knows how I think. Okay.
Well, look, I want to try something new tonight that we haven't tried. I don't know if I can make it work, but we're going to try to put up a audience poll where you can actually vote on something. So the questions are kind of related to what we're talking about, but don't know whether they make that much sense or not. But let me see if I can get this poll going. Let's see where it is. All right. I'm about 300 feet away from my screen here.
Yeah, Dad. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know how you can do it.
Let's see.
And the good thing is,
there it is right there. Okay.
I have a lot of friends that are little teachers, and they're good little teachers.
There it is.
What is it?
Okay. So I don't know if you can read it, honey. Can you read it from there?
No.
Well, what it basically is a little poll that says, do you think that the show should be aimed at pre-K age group or the kindergarten age group, or maybe, just a larger mixed group around that age? So if you want to vote in the poll, you can either type pre-K as it shows on the screen, or you can type, this is in the comments section of either YouTube or Facebook, or you can type 1, 2, or 3 based on whatever option you want to pick. So we're trying to see whether the poll thing will work or not.
Or you can put all.
I don't think you can select all 3. Okay. So,
well, the only reason I'm saying that,
so far, no one's voted.
Well, no, but the thing is, lots of people don't watch when we're live.
People don't watch live.
It's hard to do polls when people don't. I mean, like, I know they have a huge volleyball game tonight.
Yeah.
That's going on. So, but yeah, I don't know what the need would be.
We got to vote. Yay, Stormy, way to go. Yep, she figured it out.
So what did you pick?
She said pre-K.
Yeah, I do. I think so too. Because I think we got enough like a lot of little baby stuff, but like pre-K could be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you're not trying to teach them any rocket science or anything. So, I guess in kindergarten they start learning some definite items like a bunch of numbers.
They learn a lot.
I can't remember pre-K. I was never in pre-K.
Those kids are smart. I mean, they learn a lot.
They do. Some of them come very prepared.
Oh, some kids come in and it's like, you can tell they know a lot. And I mean, but it doesn't matter because I think at the end of the year, everybody's kind of at the same place. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that would be a fun little show. I think it would be a fun little show.
That's an age, pre-K is when they will actually pay attention to something they're watching. So
yeah, and we don't have like the green screen. I mean, we're going to have to get that. If we do that, we don't have all the things with
we haven't talked yet about what we have to do to the studio to make all this work. Let me see if I can get this poll to go away, and we'll
Well, I do think, I think pre-K is good too because you have fun with it. The little babies, I feel like the babies have a lot of baby stuff to do. And then they can
Look at that.
understand
Yeah,
what
go ahead.
about Jesus,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
and all that.
Well,
So
hopefully at home, if they're in a good Christian Catholic family, they'll be, saying night prayers and stuff like that too. But their parents' work can be reinforced by something like this.
and if they're not, because a lot of kids may not be,
May not be.
because they're kind of like the TV or the YouTube is babysitting, and instead of running into something that could be just god awful, they can run into honey,
Right.
and they could learn about God, and they could learn about Jesus, and they could learn about all kind of and about being kind, because that's like a huge thing at that age is being nice to your friends
Right.
and things. So
Okay, something else we're going to try here is we're going to try to see if Mr. Producer can take some notes while we're brainstorming here.
oh Lord,
Okay, so what do we want to note down that we've already talked about? We talked about Jesus.
yes, Jesus.
We got Jesus in there. All right. Good start.
Put me on the spot, Dad.
No. But you had some ideas.
But like letters, of course,
Okay,
letters,
yeah,
and like
letters and numbers.
and letters, and like what sound the letter makes.
Letters and sounds.
Um,
All right.
Stories are always good. Like
Everyone loves stories.
love stories. Like, I mean, I'm talking like stories. Like you could either use your religious stories,
Yep.
or you can talk about the little like nursery rhyme stories.
Or about maybe Dipsy Doodle.
Oh my gosh. Dad used to make up Dipsy Doodle when I was little, and I used to love that story about the mouse, anything, we can learn phonics, things sound, because like, me who still to this day, I struggle with spelling because nothing is spelled the way it sounds, especially living in the South and the way we pronounce things.
They have extra syllables.
Oh my gosh. And especially like our little Cajun friends.
Yeah, right. Multiple syllables. Yeah.
So it's really hard when the little kids start to learn, because like it's like, oh, now you're pronouncing this word, and that's not how they hear it at home sometimes,
right. Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
I know I pronounced SWORD as sword for a long time.
You did?
Yeah, until somebody said, "What are you talking about?"
You said sword.
Sword,
because you're so proper. You're trying to.
Well, I was trying to get that W in there somewhere, but it happens to be silent.
It is silent. It's just like the PH thing.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
such a complicated. That thing's a whole deal.
Yeah, so sounds are cool. What else? What other little ideas? How about puppets? Are there going to be puppets on these?
Oh God, I love. So I already bought some puppets.
Oh, you did? So you got a head start.
So here's the thing. I love a puppet. I don't know why I love puppets so much, but so we were in Barnes and Noble, and I was with my grandkids, and we bought puppets, and like, I could have bought all the puppets there because I think puppets are so cool. They're fun, and you can pretend and make up all kind of stuff, and you can like do puppet shows. So yeah, because in Barnes and Noble, I don't know if you've been there, but they have like they have ones that look like they're on Sesame Street, some of them.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah.
And they have some animal ones that are pretty cool. Like they have this squirrel that looks like it's like a real squirrel.
Right.
Yeah.
A really important question that I have is, does Mr. Producer need to be on the show?
Oh no.
Okay. So the guys, no, Mr. Producer.
We could have guests.
Oh, okay. You can have guests. Let's put that on.
We could have my pre-K teacher guests. They could be guests. I know we don't do little kids on. I'd love to, but like we can't do little kids. But we can have guests come on, like adult guests, and they can have fun with us too. You know, with different things.
And of course,
we can learn science.
Right. Oh, I love that.
Be you. Yeah, you could come on one time and learn science, because science is fun.
My favorite program when I was a kid was Mr. Wizard, and it was a science guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I like science. I love science. I just didn't like science when it got like I wasn't doing good on the test.
Well, you had to memorize all the stuff and answer it. Yeah.
I did so good.
But you liked it, yeah.
I did really so. When I was in college, I took a zoology class and I made 100 in the lab.
Oh, Stormy said colors. Did we cover
No,
colors
we
yet?
didn't do
No.
colors and shape.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's a
Colors
good
and
one.
shapes.
Colors and
That's very
shapes.
important for
No.
little ones,
Yeah. And, it's funny because you learn, like, some kids are colorblind.
right? And you don't figure that out till you start trying to figure it out.
Duty is colorblind.
Right, right.
Yeah. So, and then mama's brothers, some of them are colorblind,
Right.
so that's a common thing for boys. I don't,
Yeah.
yeah. So that, I'm just thinking of the things we do. Imagination play is so fun, but you can learn so much when you do imagination
Yeah.
play,
So imagination,
songs. Oh,
songs.
we could have a guest as, somebody that speaks a foreign language.
Ooh, wow.
Would be super cool, because I know a friend that speaks, we have a friend on that has a foreign language because it's
Yep.
no good to learn a foreign language,
Right. How about pets? Can we have pets on?
Well, we all know a bad pet that we have that we love very dearly, but she's really kind of bad, but she might tear this whole studio up. But if somebody wanted to bring like a pet, that would be great.
I'll put question marks just in case. We don't want any donkeys here in the studio.
Somebody has a bunny. That would be fun.
A bunny would be cool.
A bunny would be cool. Or a gerbil or something. Even a dog that was is good.
How about bugs?
Bugs would be great. I love love bugs.
Yeah.
I don't really love bugs, but I love dragonflies, and you can catch them by the wing.
How about doodle bugs?
Doodle bugs. We love doodle bugs.
Right.
You do all those things. So, but kids love bugs. They really do.
Right.
I mean, that's like they're saying, birds and all the things.
Right. Cool.
So what else? What else? Music.
Oh yes. Do I have music? I got songs, but there's music besides.
We can do instruments.
Yes, music and instruments. Oh, now I can help with some of that because
you can
play some instruments, but
I actually can play instruments in pre-K.
Yes, you did. Yeah. Was it a tonette or something else?
Like in pre-K, you can play any instrument.
Any instrument, right? That's right. You can play pots and pans.
You can do anything.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Or comb and tissue paper.
Anything.
That works.
Yeah, you can do all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of ideas of different things to do. But would it have some theme? The theme is this Miss Honey's classroom.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would.
What are we learning today?
Well, I just wish we could do field trips.
Well, now we could do field trips if you and I go out and we take movies.
Yeah.
So we can go out to the field and we can play the movies on the show.
Yeah.
All right, that we can do. Okay.
Yeah.
We could even go to the zoo and take movies at the zoo. Let me write that down.
No, the zoo is my favorite place, except for it's really sad they keep the animals caged up. I hate that. We could go on a safari.
Oh, Stormy says art.
Oh, Stormy, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Arts and crafts.
You can tell her mother was a teacher.
Yes. Arts and crafts. Boy, we got a lot of ideas.
Yeah, art is so good. I love art. That's so fun. Yeah. So, but field trips would be fun too. That would be.
Did I say that? No, I didn't. Let me put that down.
I wonder if they let you do that when you go places, if they let you film. Everybody's so weird.
People go with cameras to the zoo all the time.
Yeah.
You just don't want to be taking a lot of video of somebody else, but you could be standing in front of the cage and I could be videoing and you could be talking and saying stuff. Who knows?
Oh, wait. Callie put feelings. Oh, that's
yeah. Oh, I like that one.
I love that one. Feelings. Yes. That's a good one.
Yep.
That is a really good one.
Because sometimes little kids think they're bad because they're feeling a certain way, and that's of course not correct.
So let me just tell y'all, kids aren't bad.
Nope.
Kids aren't bad.
Not at age 3, 4, and 5. They can't be.
No, they're not bad.
They can misbehave, but they're not bad.
They're not bad.
Right, exactly.
I've never met a bad kid, but I've met a bad parent. No, I'm teasing. I'm joking, but no, I'm just saying, kids. They don't want to misbehave. They really don't. They want to be good. They want to be rule followers. They just sometimes it's hard for them, So
right. If I get this screen working a little better here.
What's going on?
Oh no, everything's fine. Just.
So now it comes out more.
Yeah,
okay.
Let me get more things here. Okay.
Yeah, feelings are great.
Well, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good list.
That is a great list. And there's so many things you can talk about with feelings too,
Thank you, audience. That was a very, very good thing.
We can talk about
Yeah.
The whole potty thing.
What's that?
The potty.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because I know you worked that real hard with the
Well,
class that
that
you
was when I
teaching.
was. That's when I did preschool, and that was that one. But by the time they're in pre-K, I guess they don't need the potty. They go,
Probably not.
no,
But,
they probably don't.
okay.
But it's always fun to talk about.
Yeah.
There's always a straggler.
Right. Right. Well, little Bobby over there is still thinking about it.
Yeah, and nap time, and we can talk about all the fun things that you do at school and how fun school is, and you just want everybody to love school,
Yeah.
because you're going to be there for a really long time.
For a long time. That's right.
Yeah, and you want them to love it.
Okay. Let me see if I can get
Mhm.
this next thing up here.
Right.
Keep talking. I'll just
Okay, I'm sorry.
that
I'm
thing here.
focusing in on what you're doing and
I
watching. I know I
do
forgot
that.
all. So
Uh,
what else do we have on here? That
oh, I
shoot.
had another survey, but where did it go through?
See what else we had.
Yeah, I got another survey I wanted to bring up if I can bring it up,
Oh,
just
good.
so I can practice doing this with the survey thing. So I go down here and I find the second item, and I click it, and then I click on screen, and there it shows up. No, that's the other one, isn't it? I can't read it. Let's see. No, that's the wrong one. So let me get rid of that.
So Dad, the school that my grandkids are at, they have a French teacher, and she has a puppet, and she comes to the class, and the puppet teaches French.
There it is. Oh, is that right? Yeah. So languages. Yeah.
Yeah,
Foreign
so
language. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I think I remember when I was young, when I learned, because we had all the nuns that were I guess they spoke Spanish, and that's
Yes.
when I learned all my Spanish, and
That's
I
right.
never forgot it.
Well, the right time to learn a language is when you're 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, you just absorb
Yeah.
it.
You just pick it up, and it's like, okay, something else to listen to and repeat.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I was a child that had dyslexia, and Sister Teresa and I picked up Spanish like
Yeah. Absolutely.
it was nothing.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I'm learning a second language with
Yeah.
dyslexia, like crazy,
And they're exposing kids in school now to second languages more than they used to.
Well, and it's so important now, especially like when you work and you have a job,
Right. All
So
right, so we have another poll up here, but I think we've covered the topic. But that poll is, should we what? What does it say? It says, should Miss Honey include a mini prayer virtue moment in each episode?
Yes.
And I think Honey was very strong about that being a good idea. But
Absolutely.
we'll let the audience weigh in too. And
Yeah, if you don't think it's a good idea, shame on you.
Well, there you go. Don't everybody vote no.
Well, you should have prayer. God should be the center of your universe.
Oh, exactly.
It's him first, right? He put
So
you here.
it's really cool when you can experience doing that with other people and be comfortable with it. It's like I had a meeting with a colleague today, and before we ate lunch, we both said a prayer for lunch. So that should be something that little kids start growing comfortable with from a young age, of course.
Yeah, I mean, and kids love to pray, and they love to, lead prayer. They love to come up with their own prayers. I think it's great to encourage that because, it's like when my grandkids come over and they say their prayers. I mean, you should hear the prayer. It's like it's almost a 30-minute prayer sometimes.
Right.
But I don't stop it because you should pray to God, and they know all their all their different prayers. And that's the other thing. Should we keep it just Christian, or should we make it Catholic and Christian? And because we could say the Hail Mary, we could say the
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to listen to that, that's fine. But I think that's a good thing for everybody to know.
Right. Absolutely.
It's the Lord's Prayer. It's praying to Mary. I love Mary. I love Mary. And I think,
I'll show everybody that there's a picture of Mary right
behind me.
Right.
I mean, that's who I have to say. I pray to her probably more than I pray to anyone else. Unfortunately, I mean, that's just what I do. I love Mary.
Yeah, Mary's our mother. So
she is, and even like after I say the rosary, sometimes I don't want to because I'm like, oh, it's going to take so long. But then after I do it, I feel like a sense of peace.
Yeah, sure.
Like it calms me. It makes me feel good.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I kind of like that. And I love Mary. So,
So I think that's a pretty
oh,
much a,
Stormy thinks you do both.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Because
Absolutely.
when I'm struggling, like when I'm struggling with things, which we all know on this show, I've struggled with some things and
We do.
I continue to at times. If I wasn't praying, I don't know what would, I haven't, if I didn't have my faith, I don't know what I would do.
No, it's hard to imagine how bad a struggle can be if you don't have that support.
Yeah, I know. And it's,
Faith.
you need to have it because it's like, it's crazy. Now, I may not believe every single thing you believe, but
Oh well, let's see what's on the piece of paper here.
I think, I don't think, I think, if, like you say, if God loves you more than you love your children, well, then if you're my child, you're going to heaven even if you serve 40 years in the jailhouse.
Well, even prisoners go to heaven if they repent. It's like if we repent, we go to heaven.
And I say that all the time when people, they're like, oh, like they don't like, they look at the people on the street and they're like, I said, well, if Jesus was on this earth, that's who he'd be walking with. So
Absolutely.
quit being ugly.
So you're gonna have to help me now with the studio and how you're gonna want this thing arranged, because it won't necessarily be at all like what we see here. We probably would like to have a green screen with some background going wild on that, and let's see. I don't know, softer lighting. There's a recommendation here to actually have a camera at kids level. That sounds kind of weird to me, but what do you think that meant? I mean, it's like usually as a grown up, I would lower myself down to where the kids level is if I want to talk with them or
I
something.
always squat. Yeah. I always talk eye to eye.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So,
I don't lean over because that seems like you're bossing them around.
yeah. Now, another thought is, this show is live, of course, because we're crazy. Again, live happens. And if anybody has followed us for the last year and a half, they remember that, the first dozen episodes were interesting. Things would not work, no sound, no picture, whatever. But live is, it doesn't forgive, but then it generates energy because you feel like you're really kicking when something's live. But what do you think? Would this probably be a recorded show?
Recorded.
Probably so.
Yeah, because
we're not got to make sure you take stuff out if we need to be taken out,
especially because we're doing kids, and
yeah,
you got to be super perfect if you're putting anything out there for a child to see.
And we could
going to stop and start.
Yes,
wouldn't you think that you would
right?
Yeah,
yeah. And then we probably have pictures we want to put up and things that might be very hard to do in a live setting, but would be pretty easy to do by just editing what we have and so forth and so on.
Yeah,
yeah. It's probably going to be that way. Okay.
Yeah. So there's so many ideas. We only have a small studio, and that's the other thing. It's not like we're at the NBC.
No, we're not NBC.
Or Nickelodeon, or
well,
whatever.
we arrange things a little differently. For instance, we put Mary and Honey's picture in here. That's a little different from the last episodes, but we are limited. We got a bedroom basically that we've turned into a studio. So
yeah,
so it's going to be interesting to see how that works. But it can be made to work.
And I can get the little shining light dolls that are saints, and we can even talk about different saints and
absolutely
all the different things.
And again, we mentioned that we can probably go out on the road and take pictures at different spots in the park or on the street. And you could teach lessons like, trying to cross the street, and stuff like that. Who knows what
absolutely, but
one of our great episodes of real life was the time when a neighbor's child managed to go through their yard, through our yard, and out into the street and by itself. And Margaret had to run out and rescue the child from the danger that was there. And the kitchen caught on fire. But other than that,
I know Stormy.
No excitement other than that.
I know, but Stormy remembers that. I bet.
Oh yeah.
You, when Mom with the kitchen was on fire.
Hey, Miss Wendy, how you doing?
So the kitchen caught on fire. That was the little boy that lived behind us.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say his name, but I know his name. But
it was before the fences went up, and that became rather difficult to do.
It came and got mom.
Might have.
I think
You know,
it was him.
we had students who would go to school and they would cut through the yards from back in the neighborhood and head to school and then head back this way because there were no fences at all.
There was no fences back in the day.
We, became bad neighbors and put fences up. Although the phrase is fences make good neighbors, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, but that was crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, because, yeah, Stormy says she remembers it. I think her mom, because her mom taught, and HK might have been, and I think HK came and got mom. I don't remember it too much.
Yeah, I only remember the fire.
Well, I'm sure.
But we had a fire extinguisher in the house, and that helped out.
Yeah.
Now, things you got to worry about when you build a show for kids. For instance, if you're putting something on YouTube, you have to check a box, and the box says, no, it's not made for kids, or yes, it's made for kids. And as soon as you click, no, it's not made for kids, well, it better not include child relevant material, which would attract children to watch the episode. And if you click, it must be for kids, then you've got to be careful what you do there too. But that's
we're going to record it.
And that's how we're going to deal with it.
I think I am going to make any crazy mistake for real children.
We're going to edit them out if you happen to.
Like, I don't know what kind of mistake I would make with that.
No, but if you just,
I know
you've got to make sure that you're putting something together. You wouldn't mind your own 3-year-old watching that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
and what kids love? They love when you hop like a bunny. That's their favorite thing.
They like adults being silly.
They like adults being silly or acting like a butterfly. I mean, kids love that kind of stuff.
So my going in position would be, since this is recorded, but among other things, is that we would not be necessarily placing this show on Facebook. It would be a YouTube thing. It
would only be a YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. Absolutely. Only a YouTube thing. If
they have the best marketing for getting things out there. They have kid directed, what do you call it? Shows that come up and pop up only for the kids and that kind of thing. So that's probably what we would end up doing with that.
Yeah, and the little shining light dolls. I forgot about those. And they sell those at Sister Dulcie's. So I know my grandkids have a bunch. So I might go by there tomorrow and just grab a bunch more.
Okay, so it's all pie in the sky right now, but we're crystallizing some of the ideas tonight, getting a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
You got any thoughts about when your bandwidth would free up where you could start doing something about this?
Well, the summer's always good because it frees up some because we're not running. I'm not running with.
Well, the school errands calm down.
Yeah, they do. They start calming down more, and we'll have to dedicate like a whole couple of days of doing it.
Well, that's one of the questions we had on here too. Is the idea is that what you'd probably do is batch record these, so that you just get everything you want to get together, define 3, 4, or 5 shows, and take a whole afternoon and do the 3, 4, or 5 shows, and then roll them out, sometime in the future, and put them out there. And that way, you're not trying to do something every single week.
Oh no, we would have to record a bunch at one time, right. Definitely.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be a weekly show, although that's a good.
But I'm going to have to bring a change of clothes.
Yeah, right. Got to be able to quick change into something else.
Different. And we could do costumes. We could have so much fun with this. We could have so much fun with this.
Now, remember, we got to think about the boys, too, now, because,
dinosaur.
Okay, good.
I know. I have a grandson. Yeah. 2 grandsons, but I'm just saying definitely.
We'll do some outdoor kind of stuff, too.
The bugs, and the sports, all the different things. Stop Halloween.
Right. Well, we got some good ideas. And I want to thank the audience for chiming in and giving us some feedback and helping us brainstorm some of this.
I know. And
hopefully we can make something happen from it.
Oh, yeah, I think we will. I definitely think we will. I think it would be really, really fun. And it would just be me being my normal self without having, which is fun.
Easier to do.
I'm going to be honest with you. I can't stand being an adult.
More fun being a 3 or 4-year-old.
The kids are so much. I mean, kids are fun.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just fun.
Yeah.
And it's easy. And so it's so much fun doing that kind of stuff. Yeah. So you get to dress up and pretend and be silly, and nobody's saying, "Oh my goodness," it's just good.
Well, on a more serious note, we just put this on the screen here for you guys and gals who are following it. The first vote was taken in the Conclave of Cardinals today to elect a new pope for the Catholic Church. And the first ballot was inconclusive. So what you see on the screen there is black smoke coming out of the Sistine Chapel fireplace.
It's a big
little
thing.
smokestack. So what we're waiting on is when we see white smoke come out, because when it turns white, we know that there's been a vote that's decisive. There are, I think, 133 voting cardinals in the conclave, and so you must have 2/3 majority, which is like 89 votes with your name on it in order to be elected. And then they take you to, well, they ask you a couple of questions. They say, do you accept? And if you say yes, then they ask you the next question is, what's your name? And you get to decide what your name is going to be. And then they take you to the room of tears, where you don the Pope's outfit, his regalia, his white cassock and cape and so forth. And they call it the Room of Tears for a reason, because it is a terrifically moving experience for anybody who was now carrying the weight of 1.5 billion Christians and Catholics on
I mean, I
their
can't even
shoulders.
imagine.
Yeah. So anyway, wanted to put that up
Well,
there on the
look,
screen.
Dad, I want to also say that, like, my daughter's teaching religion right now
Yep.
at our Catholic school for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And, you know, I'm so proud of her because and I'm proud of the school that she's with, because they've taught the kids so much about the
What's
Pope,
going on?
what's
Yeah.
going on with
Right.
it's such a great experience,
Yes,
you know?
absolutely.
And
And it doesn't happen every day.
no,
So-
it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But the thing is like you don't learn about that kind of I don't remember
No,
learning.
it's not in the regular lesson plan.
No, it's
very
not
much,
in a
yeah.
regular lesson plan, but it's really cool because I know all the kids have been able now, and I think they ended up bringing the guy talking to a bunch of the different grades now, and they have the poster. But it's kind of cool to hear how, I mean, it's such a, so you don't think about it,
Right,
but like
right.
even to me, I learned so much just from my daughter.
Right.
You know, my daughter taught me a lot about this whole thing with
Right.
Pope and
It's an opportunity for everyone to
learn.
to reflect and learn.
Yeah, to reflect and learn. And it is, I mean, it's a huge deal.
It is, and you know, it's not just a huge deal for the Catholic Church, but the whole world stops and observes this when it's happening, because first, he's the head of state for a nation, Vatican City, and because he has a lot of influence in the world on what he says and does.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, so by the time we get together next time they have a show, which will be next week, regardless of whether we have a guest or whether it's us, we'll probably already have an elected pope by then. In fact, the odds are by Thursday or Friday, maybe tomorrow or the next day, we could have a decision made, but we don't know. So that's all.
Don't they kind of like start making them?
They have.
They take the roof off or something. It's like what?
Well, they lock them up, and
Yeah,
you know,
you got to make a
no
decision.
social media, you know, no doom scrolling on the Facebook.
They're praying. I hope
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
they're trying to get word. I mean, like the Holy Spirit guiding them.
A lot
through all
of
this.
people saw it today. It was very interesting. I saw a snippet of it, and that was one by one. Each of the cardinals walked up to the microphone and to
I saw that too.
book of scripture, put their right hand on the gospel, and then announced their pledge and oath that they would conduct the business properly, invoke the Holy Spirit, and not tell anybody what's going on.
Absolutely. No,
So
I
it's
see that.
very,
It's very-
very secret thing, right? To keep pressure off from the outside on the conclave. So anyway, so we'll be back next week, but we don't know who will be back next week. But at least us two. And
Yes. Yeah. But we have some guests that we're working on.
yes, absolutely.
We're trying to get their schedules to gel. So you know, we do our show when we do our show. So
All right. So y'all take care with the bad weather we've been having, and
I
be
know.
good. And we'll see you.
hopefully I can sleep.
Yeah. If the thunder abates, you'll be able to get to
If it's not
sleep.
raining, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. So we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in,
Thanks.
and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.